So I bought this window and I will put it inside the boat, and if you're interested in how that process looks like, stick around because I'm gonna cut the hole in the front main deck and I will put this in. So let's get into it. It's going to be somewhere around there, and from the inside, by the way, this is the woodworking I did previous weeks, so you can see that. And here's gonna be the area where it's going to be. So I'm going to have to remove this hatch from the inside. So if we open it up, we need to disconnect this part to have only this part to put it in the front deck. But first I want to have some positioning how it's going to look. So let's measure it out. I'll know from the weldings of the construction on the inside where it's approximately going to be. So a little dust here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you have the weldments here, so it's approximately going to be there. Now I do want to have it completely centered as best as possible. So let's make a center line, and here we have the construction from the boat building itself. So I know this is the hard line of the main deck. I'm masking taping this only to make the lines, right? So if I go here all the way up to where you are, hello. So here we are, and this will be the center line of where the window is going to be. It's always a good idea to use the tape so you never make markings on the actual end product. So the width of this window is about 570, so it's like, well, we'll just use this one, 25, so it's 125 from the middle. Here's that middle line. Be the middle hard line. Let's measure that out. 27.5. 28. So you can see this is not really in the middle. So never ever assume anything. So if this was 27.5 and this would be 27.5, then we have the middle here. So it's gonna be somewhere around here. The middle line I'm most interested in. So now I will measure it out perfectly. I disconnected the top, the window, the glass, and the upper frame to the lower frame. This one needs to be in the front deck. Now, I am surgical when it comes to finding the absolute middle point, right? So I want to have that. There's no compromises for this. Hard line over here. So it's from this point all the way up to the front end. So this one I measured out. We always call that a hard line, like from the heart, from the middle. And now I want to position these lines to get the exact middle point. But we still have this measurement to consider, how far away we're going to push it. Really taking the time to make sure you got the proper alignments. Now we still have this, yeah, the sideways stuff. We need to go to, when we place it, we need to fill it out to keep this frame straight. We cannot use bolts and screw it onto the whole surface because then the window would not close off on its rubbers, right? So something to take note of. So before we start marking, another measurement, heart of the well, 26, 26. Yes, we are happy. It's basically pretty much straight now. So we have a weldment here and here. I think it is properly lined up. So let's mark it down. I'm gonna cut out this hole on its line so it's very narrowed, and then we're gonna fit it, and then we can fine tune it later. Okay, so after cutting, grinding, we have the hatch in place. So it's still really a tight fit. Bro, get it out, bro. So really tight fit. And so I was cutting out these ones with a cutting blade, and then the radiuses, I cut it out with this one. This is an absolute murder device. So like, that's really dangerous, but it's really effective. And look at all this junk we have inside. We need to clean all this up. So I cleaned everything up and we have the hatch in place. Now there's one problem. And that is, obviously we have a curvature. We have a curvature of the deck, and the hatch is like horizontal. So I created these plates, and this is gonna level it out. So, because if I start screwing these bolts all together, then I might curve the hatch and then, or make the main deck more straight. That's something I don't want, so I use these ones, and this is gonna I'm gonna fill out with glue and the sealant. So let's move on and start drilling the first holes to connect it first. Now what I kind of want to do is to, like, it's connected now, I want to test out the hatch first. We'll look from the inside, see if everything is properly, then we'll drill all the rest of the holes. That works really well. So I can close them off like that. We have all this hatch right here. You can just open that up. That is looking really nice. Here's going to be the threads that's coming out. So I put threads in the plate, but they will be supported with nuts and washers. So that will be pretty much good. And we'll make this woodworking around it to finalize it later. So I'll put all the holes in, cleaned everything up. Now we're gonna do a little bit of a surface treatment and do some degreasing so the actual sealant and glue can connect properly to the aluminum. So cleaning it up with acetone. So this is what's actually coming off, right? So we'll do one more time with a new patch. I'm really careful that my hands don't touch this stuff. It's really damaging for skin and inhalation. So it's actually like a real poison. Also, I'll clean this up with the same rag. Now we're gonna glue it together. So here we are, we glued it all together. Quite a big job. I should have used masking tape to make these lines more straight, but it is what it is. Another thing learned here. Let's put in the end result here and put on the window. A little bit of this stuff, crucial between stainless steel thread to not have this cold welding, as you could translate it into English. So here we go. So here we go. And I think when I connect these ones a bit more tight, then it will be a bit more friction. Exactly, then it's nice and straight. These ones I put on later, so let's just get to the end result now. So there it is, and there's the hatch. And you can see there's like a nice tint to it. And when you're closing it down, here we are. Also, we can go to the inside. I like this. Close it down here. And if I turn the lights off, then we got some light from this, right? So that looks pretty good. And this area now got a lot lighter and less confined, so you can see how much work all of it takes. Yeah, putting in a window is just like 4 or 5 hours, 400 or 500 euros of materials. Also this glue, let's talk about the glue. It's a Dutch brand and it's about 20 euros a tube. Sikaflex. It almost never disappoints. It's really, really strong and it's really, really good sealant. So have another look. And if you're interested in this whole build, like from the start, you want to watch this video next. And if you keep clicking that videos, you will see the whole build leading up to this video. Thanks for watching.